the ceremony of communal vacated Katina robes held in Vietnam, Bhavana Sala on the fourth waning day of the angel in Nyama era 1370, Satna era 2552. 18 October 2008. On the Katina offering robes ceremony, for the rejoicing of the Dodas from Sri Lanka, from Vietnam, from Japan, from Myanmar, and from China. I'm going to give the talk. The title of the talk is The Greatest Physician. To whom should we call the greatest physician? So we all are Buddhists. The entrance way to the dispensation of the Buddha, it is going refuge on the triple jhana by reciting Buddham Saranam Gacchami, Dhammam Saranam Gacchami, Sangham Saranam Gacchami. This is the entrance way to the dispensation of the Buddha. Why do we take refuge? We go for refuge to the Buddha, and why do we go for refuge to the Dhamma and to the Sangha? Metaphorically, the Buddha is very much like a great physician, who is very much like great physician. The Buddha is very much like the greatest physician. He teaches the Dhamma. The Dhamma is very much like medicine. Or the Dhamma is very much like medical prescriptions. Sangha are very much like pharmacies who dispense medicine or those medical prescriptions to be able to cure the persons who are afflicted with different types of disease. Buddha is very much like great physician, and we are very much like diseased persons. The Dhamma taught by Buddha is very much like medicine to cure all of us who were afflicted with the disease of lobha, the disease of dosa, the disease of delusion, pride, jealousy, and stinginess. For 45 years, Buddha taught the Dharma, which is a medicine for all of us. Now today, lay devotee from the Sri Lanka, you all make big offerings in the Path of Meditation Center, especially on the Katina ceremony. We all see around us those who are in poverty, those who live in poverty. We can say they are afflicted with a disease called poverty. We can say they are afflicted with a disease called poverty. It is either because of not knowing what medicine to take for prevention from this disease, or because of not having taken the medicine that we came across in the rounds of rebirth. Now here we see lay devotees from Sri Lanka who came here to perform the offerings of Katina robes, food, sense, dwelling, and lands on this Katina day. It means that these lay devotees from Sri Lanka are taking the medicine called dana to gain wealth and to prevent them from the disease of poverty. So here, lay devotees from the Sri Lanka, they do offering, they do different types of offerings such as Katina robes, food, scent, dwelling, and lands on this Katina day. As I have told, the Dharma taught by the Buddha is very much like medicine, or very much like medical prescription. Now I want to tell all of you one of the medical prescriptions of the Dharma, or the medicine, prescribed by the Buddha. In his lifetime, he has given one of the talks. So that talk, the title of the talk is Giving What? Now you all give robes. So you all give food, you all give sense, you all give dwelling and lands. The talk giving what? Taught by the Buddha is because of the question made by one of the celestial beings. One day when the Buddha was residing in the Savatthi, in the Jeta monastery, one devil approached the Buddha and asked, "Giving what does one give strength?" The Buddha said, "Giving food, one gives strength." So today you all give food, offer food at the Forest Monastery. It is giving of giving the strength. Because the question, giving what does one give strength? The Buddha answered, giving food, one gives strength. The second question, it is related to your offering today. Giving what does one give duty? The Buddha answered, giving clothes, one gives duty. Because of offering robes, one day you will receive the result of offering robes. It is duty. So the third question, giving what does one give ease? The Buddha answered, giving of the ego, one gives ease. At least, if we offer slipper, it can be called giving the ego. Because of giving the ego such as slipper, one can give ease. So the fourth question, giving what does one give sight? The Buddha answered, giving a lamp, one gives sight. Sure, today, in your offering, so one of the offerings will be lamp or light or candlelight or any other type of light. So giving a lamp, one gives sight that because of your offering, such as candle and other types of lamp, it gives its result, it is sight. And the fifth question is, who is the giver of all? That the Buddha answered, the one who gives the residence is the giver of all. I heard that, I knew that lay devotee from Sri Lanka group, they offer one kuti at the Papadoya monastery for Sangha to be able to practice meditation staying inside the kuti. The Buddha said the one who gives the residence is the giver of all. The one who gives food, it gives its result strength. The one who gives clothes, it gives its result duty. And the one who gives the ego gives its result ease. And the one who gives the land gives sight. But the one who gives the residence is the giver of all. That's why, including offering a kuti for the Sangha property, is giving of all. So in the future, if you can't make a net of suffering, it will give its result. It will give all results that I have told previously. So this is the medical prescription that prescribed by the Buddha. Because of this, because of knowing the medical prescriptions prescribed by the Buddha, we got an opportunity to take the medicine called the Dhamma. Because of the appearing of the Buddha, the Dhamma appeared. Because of the Dhamma, we come to know what to do and what not to do. So now you all know the results of giving different types of things such as food, clothes, land, the ego, and the wellness. Because of going for refuge to the Buddha, because of going for refuge to the Dharma, and because of going for refuge to the Sangha, we got an opportunity to practice morality. We can say that sadhana starts with taking refuge in the triple jhanas. Practicing morality comes later. Because of taking refuge in the Buddha, Dharma and Sangha, we got an opportunity to know how to make offering. We got an opportunity to take the medicine called Dhamma. So because of offering made by all of you today, you got an opportunity to practice morality too. I believe this early morning, you all have observed the precepts given by one of the Sayadaw here. So you got an opportunity to practice both dana and sila too. But here I want to share all of you the Dharma of the Buddha. One day, the wealthy man, Anathapindika, with his follower, 500 followers, went to see the Buddha. And he and his followers approached the Buddha. When they approached the Buddha, Buddha gave them one instruction. Anathapindika, you may think that you have supported the community of Sangha with robes, with food, with dwellings, and with medical requisites for the sick patients. And then you will think, I have supported community of Sangha with robes, food, dwellings, and medicine. Buddha said, please don't satisfy with what you have done, such as supporting community of the Sangha with robes, arms, dwelling, and medicine. Think how to take the opportunity to dwell in the rapture of seclusion. Do you get the meaning? Do you get the meaning? What did the Buddha say? Don't satisfy with what you have supported the community of the Sangha with robes, food, arms, dwellings, and medicine. Please find the opportunity periodically to dwell in the rapture of seclusion. Rapture of seclusion means to practice concentration and to attain jhana concentration. As you all know, Anathapindika is the one who supported the community of the Sangha and the dispensation of the Buddha very much in his lifetime. Now also the lay devotee from the Sri Lanka, he supported the community of the Sangha very much. Today we offering the Katina robe offering, so we can say that this is one of the timely gifts. If we want a better life, we need to give a timely gift, such as Katina robe offering. It can be done, it can be arranged only by the lay devotee once a year. Because of this reason, it can be called a timely gift. Because of giving timely gift, in the future you will receive its result in time of need. We can reflect our life. Can we get what we need? Can we get what we want all the time? We can reflect. Many go without aim. Many go without getting what they want in time of need. It is because of not having done the timely gift. So today we all done one of the timely gifts, which is Katina robe, offering that it will give result for all of you in time of need. So you all have done, you all have practiced offering, you all have practiced morality, but I want all of you to practice concentration according to the instructions of the Buddha, as he suggested to the Advaita Sindhika, who is the supporter of the dispensation of the Buddha. As all of you are the supporter of the dispensation of the Buddha, that you all need to proceed to practice concentration. So in our daily life, we are doing 3 actions: bodily actions, verbal actions, and mental actions. So because of practicing morality, we can purify 2 actions: bodily and verbal actions. So we can say that Buddha gave us, or Buddha prescribed the medicine for all of us to make the purity of our bodily and verbal actions. It is practicing morality. But because of practicing morality, even though we can purify or we can cure the disease afflicted in our body and in our verbal, it cannot purify our mental actions. So to be able to purify the mental actions, Buddha instructed all of us to take another type of medicine. It is the medicine called concentration. Only by taking the medicine called concentration, we can purify our mind. The purification of the mind is temporary purification only, not permanent purification. So after doing offering, after practicing morality, if you all want to really live for the dividend of you yourself, you all should listen to the words of the Buddha. It is to practice concentration. So by practicing concentration, meditation objects such as mindfulness of breathing, Anapana meditation, or four elements meditation, you can purify your mind. If you practice Anapana meditation, and if you can focus well on the meditation object, your mind will pure. If you can enter absorption jhana concentration, your mind will pure temporarily. If you can enter jhana concentration for 1 hour, your mind will pure for 1 hour. If you can enter jhana concentration for 2 hours, you can purify for 2 hours. But as I have told all of you, the second training, the training of concentration, can purify the mind temporarily. So we all are afflicted with the disease of the lobha, disease of the dosa, disease of the moha, disease of the pride, jealousy, and stinginess. We all are suffering, although people all over the world are afflicted with these diseases, the disease of defilement. All the defilements lie dormant in our mental continuum. The defilements that lie dormant in our mental continuum cannot be eradicated just by practicing concentration. So if we want to remove, or if we want to eradicate the defilements that lie dormant in our mental continuum, we have to proceed, or we have to take another type of medicine called Vipassana insight meditation. To be able to practice insight meditation, we need concentration. Because of this reason, Buddha said, Bhikkhu, develop concentration. The one who is concentrated knows to see things as they really are. So to know and see things as they really are, we all need to develop concentration first. Based on concentration, if we proceed to practice insight meditation, you will penetrate the things as they really are, such as ultimate mentality, materiality, causes and their effects. The object of Vipassana meditation, insight meditation, is ultimate mentality, materiality, causes and their effects. That is, when we penetrate it, then we are ready to practice insight meditation, or we are ready to take the medicine called insight meditation, which can cure the afflictions that are the defilements of greed, hatred, delusion, pride, jealousy, and stinginess. Because of penetrating ultimate mentality, materiality, causes and their effects, we can contemplate 3 types of characteristics such as impermanence and nature, suffering dukkha, and non-seven anatta. Because all the ultimate truth, ultimate reality, ultimate mentality, materiality, and causes and their essence. After they arrive, they perish away. They are rising and perishing very rapidly all the time. Seeing them rising and perishing rapidly, if we contemplate impermanence and nature, suffering, dukkha, and non-self anatta, insight knowledge will mature. When the insight knowledge matures, past knowledge will arise. The past knowledge will eradicate the defilements step by step, without remainder. The first past knowledge, which is sort of passive mega knowledge, will cure the afflictions that are the defilements of wrong view, the defilements of doubt, and defilements which is attachment to the rites and rituals, completely without remainder. Because of the first class knowledge, it cures the afflictions that are the defilements of wrong view, doubt, and attachment to rite and ritual. We prevent ourselves from falling into the nether wall, means four woeful realms. Because the offering, just like offering, we can't cure the afflictions that are defilements of wrong view, defilements of doubt, and attachment to rite and ritual. We have a chance to fall through the fourfold states. So we can't cure ourselves from falling into the fourfold states. That's why Buddha said Anatha Pentika, don't satisfy just by supporting robes, arms, dwelling, and medicine to the sick bakery. Consider to practice concentration and to continue practice inside meditation. We all see around us those who are suffering, those who are in poverty. We can say they are afflicted with the disease called poverty. So to be able to prevent from the disease called poverty, Buddha gave us the medical prescription. It is to do dana. The instruction to do dana is the medical prescription which can guide us to prevent from the poverty. Now all of you done offerings such as robes, alms, dwelling, and medicine beds. It can cure such as suffering in poverty, from agony, and from other results, bad results. But to be able to cure you yourself from the bodily and verbal acts of transgressions, you all need to take another type of medicine instructed by the Buddha called practicing morality. Because of practicing morality, you can prevent yourself from the bodily and verbal acts of transgressions. You can make the purity of your bodily and verbal actions. But just like practicing morality cannot prevent the defilement to come up to the surface of the mind before going to do bodily and verbal actions. It means just by practicing morality, you cannot make the purity of your mind. So you cannot cure the afflictions that arose in your mind. That's why if you want to cure the afflictions that arose in your mind, you need to practice, you need to take another type of medicine called concentration. But as I have told all of you, just by practicing concentration, we cannot cure the disease which lies dormant in our mental continuum, which are the latent defilements such as greed, dosa, such as greed, lobha, dosa, hatred, delusion, moha, pride, jealousy, and stinginess. If you want to cure the disease that lies, disease from the defilements that lies dormant in your mental continuum, you all need to take the most effective medicine called Vipassana meditation. Only by practicing Vipassana meditation diligently, when the insight knowledge matures, past intrusion knowledge will arise. That past intrusion knowledge will cure the afflictions that are the defilements of wrong view, doubt, attachment to the right and ritual. It is the first part knowledge that cures the disease that we suffer in the wrong to rebirth. So if we haven't attained at least the first part intrusion knowledge, we can't prevent ourselves from falling to the four states that our life is not secure yet. The Buddha is very much like great physician. He can cure the disease of the defilements such as greed, hatred, delusion, and so on. What the specialist or doctor cannot cure. Even our Buddha had to be treated with conventional medicine by the Dr. Jivaka, who is the specialist of that age. But the Dr. Jivaka, he himself, had to ask the Buddha, the greatest physician, to cure his own disease of defilements, such as greed, hatred, and delusion. After having taken the disease, after having taken the medicine that the Buddha described, the Dr. Jivaka had cured the afflictions that are the defilements of wrong view, doubt, attachment to right and rituals. It means Dr. Jivaka becomes Sotapanna. He prevents himself from falling to the four states. That's why among all the medicine prescribed by the Buddha is the greatest. Among all the doctors, among all the physicians, the Buddha is the greatest physician. So because of this reason, the Venerable Nagasena was appeared in the Milena Tanya. He said. So I want to conclude my talk by reciting what the Venerable Nagasena said. Yeketi otada loki vichanti vividagu Gamo tada sananati yeta tivata bekovo Gamo tada vivedwana asara maranati yo Avayedwa sapatetwa neguda upadekeye. What is the meaning? Of all the medicines in the world, meaningful and various, there is none like the medicine of Dhamma. Therefore, O monks, drink of this. Having drunk this Dhamma medicine, you will be ageless and beyond death. Having developed and seen the truth, you will be queens, free of craving. May you all be able to take the medicine prescribed by the greatest physician, the Buddha. May you all be free from the seeds of life. May you all attain established Nibbana in this very life.